it was tough because the kids would make fun of me because I had hearing aids. They would say things like, "Hi, my name is Henry, and in this video, I want to share about my journey from being a deaf and mute kid to becoming a normal kid." Just to give you a little bit of background, I was born in China, and when I was born, I had severe hearing loss on both ears. As a result, I was not able to hear anything or speak anything. When my parents brought me to doctors in China, they said that I was dumb and recommended that I go to a basic education school and then work at a factory afterwards. However, my dad refused to believe this, and when we immigrated to the US, my dad brought me to see 2 more doctors. The doctors in America diagnosed me with a learning disability and explained to my dad that this was perfectly normal. My dad still didn't believe this, and one day he noticed that whenever he spoke close to my ear, I would smile. That's when he suspected that I had a hearing issue and brought me to see an audiologist. The audiologist did a hearing test and confirmed that I did not have a mental disability, but a hearing disability. He then had me try on a pair of hearing aids, and for the first time in my life, I could hear sound clearly. I can still remember the sound of cars honking outside. I was 6 years old, and that's when I started learning how to speak. My parents enrolled me in a special education program where there were 6 to 8 of us who were all hard of hearing. The first few months were the toughest. I would spend hours every week with the speech therapist just to learn how to pronounce letters. I remember struggling with basic tones like A or H. Once I learned how to pronounce letters, it took me a month to say my first words. My first words were, "Good morning, Mrs. Filowitz." Mrs. Filowitz was my first grade teacher, and every morning she would say, "Good morning, Henry." And for the longest time, I did not know how to respond until after many hours of practice, I finally said, "Good morning, Mrs. Filowitz." My dad wanted me to practice speaking, so he had me work at his acupuncture clinic over the summer. I learned how to say simple greetings like, "Welcome to Su Acupuncture. Dr. Wang will be with you shortly." And take phone calls like, "This is Su Acupuncture. How can I help you?" My dad also had me work on gradebooks for the coming year so I can catch up on my English and math. At the end of the working day, my dad would reward me with 2 options, In-N-Out or a box of chocolate. This went on for 2nd grade, and by the time 3rd grade came around, I was caught up academically, and that's when my dad made the decision to transfer me to regular class. This was challenging because I was leaving a familiar environment where everyone wore hearing aids for an unfamiliar environment where I was the only kid with hearing aids. My parents enrolled me at Lower Elementary School, where I now had to learn how to acclimate socially. In the beginning, it was tough because the kids would make fun of me because I had hearing aids. They would say things like, "Henry, can you hear me now?" It also didn't help that the teacher would wear a special mic that spoke directly to my hearing aids, which made me look like the teacher's pet. So for the first few months, I had no friends. But one day during recess, I saw a bunch of kids playing soccer. It was 3rd graders against 4th graders, and the 3rd graders needed a goalkeeper. I thought to myself, this is my chance to fit in, and I said, "I can play." My classmates weren't sure, but because no one wanted to play goalkeeper, they let me play. I never played soccer before, but on that day, I played great at goalkeeper. I remember blocking shots left and right, and just being super motivated to show everyone that I'm just like one of them. We held our own against the 4th graders and did not allow a single goal. By the end of recess, my classmates came up to me and said, "Henry, you played great. You should definitely come out again." I was so happy that day because I felt like I was starting to fit in. I started playing soccer during recesses, and the more I played, the more comfortable I got. I was no longer ashamed of my hearing aids, but started sharing about them with my classmates. When 4th grade came around, my parents moved to Irvine and enrolled me at East Shore Elementary School. But things were different this time around. On the first day of class, when my teacher asked me to introduce myself, I said, "Hi everyone, my name is Henry. I wear hearing aids because I'm deaf. Other than that, I'm just a normal kid." The teacher then took me aside and asked me if she needed to wear the special mic that spoke directly to my hearing aids. I said, "No, you don't need to wear it. I have hearing aids so I can hear. Just treat me like everyone else." From that day on, I finally felt like a normal kid. Academically, I was sitting in regular class and I got the same treatment just like everyone else. And socially, I was fitting in because I was comfortable with who I was. From these experiences, I learned that being deaf is actually a blessing in disguise. It forced me to face and overcome challenges as a kid to make me the person I am today. It also forced me to see the positives of my disability. For example, I can sleep at night without having to worry about noise, study during the day without having to worry about distractions, and play sports without having to give in to pressure. That's my story. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and comment below if you have any questions or if you have a similar experience. Would love to hear about it. Till next time, see you.